Always.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Rob, for organizing this and for inviting me. It's a really nice idea for being in touch all together. And I'm starting with this sort of slogan, which is everything will be okay, which is something that we keep on repeating because we need it. We need to be somehow together and tell each other that all this nightmare will end soon and everything will be okay. And here you can see just all these pictures. A lot of children are drawing about with rainbows, just to stay with a sort of happy and hopefully good message of hope. And I'm starting with this quote, which is I think is very meaningful, especially for this time. The web is enabling us to rediscover what we've always known about being human. We are connected creators in a connected world about which we care passionately. So we are forced to use the web in these days because everybody is home, and so the web is just we've discovered the web as a social closure. We talk about social distancing because we need to be distant in order to avoid spreading the virus, but the web can help us stay in touch, and so stay with this sort of closure we need to keep. And so we talk about virtual global hacks. A pandemic will lead to permanent social, economic, and cultural changes. The key is to create good from a bad situation. That's what we were doing. So we're trying to create good from this bad situation, and we're trying to find the opportunities that we can find out in this period. And of course, our teachers are our heroes, together with doctors and nurses, and because of course teachers are forced to play a new role in nowadays. So that's why the virtual global acts, we are all, it's a pandemic. So all the countries in the world are, we can hack everybody now virtually. And talking about virtual global tours, I would like to mention these tools that are really powerful. As we cannot go out, we may do it at least virtually. So the first one is Radio Garden, which is a global radio, that allows you to see the world from Google Earth, and then you can click on one of the green green dots that you see on the map, and then when you go there, you click on the dot, you can listen to the radio that is being broadcasting at the moment in that particular country. So it's a way to listen to the radio, to listen to the voice, somehow feel close to that country that you're clicked on. And the other one maybe is popular is Google Tour Creator, is a tool by Google that allows to create, always based on Google Earth, allows to create this virtual tour. So you can click on start from a place wherever you want in the world, and then design your tour. And it's a virtual tour. It's also a 3D tour. Like here, for example, you can see picture of Rome, all times when it was crowded, and so you can create this global tour, at least just a virtual going out of the window, as we cannot do it in personally. I would like to say a few words about what we are doing as Indire. I'm a researcher at Indire, which is the National Institute for Research, and it's the Research Institute of the Ministry of Education. So we are providing this support to teachers that, of course, have to work remotely. And so we have very full list of webinars each day, run by teachers who want to or willing to share their experience with other teachers or school principals as well. And they talk about different aspects of distance teaching and learning. And it's a way to, first of all, to stay in touch with each other and to exchange experiences and get inputs on, from more expert teachers and school principals. And we also provide with them tutorial with the resources, open education resources, and other tools and other so hints about platforms or anything that basically, of course, teachers may need to teach remotely. So just very quickly, I'm going to show you some examples of web tools that our teachers are using in this period. Of course, web tools are so many, and the internet is full of resources. We had a lot of examples shown by previous speakers. So I'm just going to mention one or two for each skills, focusing on language learning in particular. So I'm particularly passionate about debate. Debate is one of my research areas connected to language learning, and because it's one of the teaching methodologies that is being adopted by schools in Italy. And this is a way to have our students debate in writing using platforms like TriCider or eDebate or Chialo, which are platforms where students can write their arguments in favor or against certain claims or motions. So it's a way to have them engaged in meaningful writing activities through this shape of sort of debate. Talking about reading, we have a lot of free resources, and in particular in this period, pandemia, we are having more and more free resources. So audiobooks.org or ESL Bits. You can find a lot of novels and short stories, also according to different level of language competence, and you can have them. You can listen to the story. They are audiobooks. So this could be the good time. We were talking about opportunities, so we could encourage our students to read for pleasure. So in this case, also listen to a story for pleasure without the always the obsession to be tested and assessed, but it's just the extensive reading, the idea of reading for pleasure. This is the right time because it can be a way to just spend their days in another way. About listening, speaking, we have a lot of podcasts, a lot of like the ones provided by BBC, Learning English. So it's very short, like 6 minutes activities, very short podcasts about news or about other subjects. So it's a way to practice listening skills. And then speaking, if we want our students to practice their speaking and maybe just send some audio files with their voices, with their voice, you can use SpeakPipe, which is one of the many tools, completely free, where you just can record your voice, and it's an audio file that you can share with platforms or any other ways. Then focus on repositories. There are so many repositories that our teachers are using for any subjects, of course, and these ones are particularly helpful for language teachers and CLIL teachers, as CLIL is compulsory in Italy, and so it could be helpful to guide our teachers to use these repositories for their clear lessons. But repositories, you can find repository for every subject, of course. And of course, teachers, we are guiding our teachers to use these free educational resources and repositories to maybe send their students through their platforms and to send activities, like in these examples that are on the slides, Khan Academy, where there are a lot of videos on different topics, a real pathway. I mean, a complete pathway with exercises and maybe true false statements or other sort of tests associated to the videos provided on different topics. TED is also another very powerful tool with a lot of videos, a lot of lessons, with once again a pathway to follow. You can watch, think, dig deeper, discuss. So there are prompts for discussion and further activities that students can do alone. So it's just a way to facilitate the learning pathway and find a lot of ideas here. Classtools.net is another very powerful tool. It's actually a repository with a lot of web tools inside, like SMS generator, or the magic wheel, or the fake book, which is a sort of fake Facebook, where, for example, students can have their own, can create their own avatar that could be an historical hero, for example, and so on. I'm going very fast, just with this focus online interaction and collaboration tool, which is called Pen Pal Schools, which is a platform allowing students to work on projects with other students in other parts of the world, and also parents can jump in. This is a very interesting platform, because also parents, so we talk about young children, also parents can follow their children in their activities. Just very, very quickly to the last slide, which is something that is particularly well, I'm particularly keen on, because it's indeed in my institute, is Edmondo, which is a virtual world where we have our teachers and students just work and study and have lessons. So you can see a picture of a class that one of our teachers recreated in Edmondo, and she likes having lessons there in a virtual world. So just ending with this quotation: "This virus will leave us entirely newborn people. We'll all be different. None of us will ever be the same again. But of course, we will have deeper roots and be made of denser soil, and our eyes will have seen things." So that's what we of course we hope to that this nightmare will end soon. Thank you very much.